The night after my wedding, as I sat in our honeymoon suite surrounded by wilted rose petals and half-empty champagne glasses, I finally pulled out the box of 365 letters from my best friend Lila, her final gift before cancer stole her away. My hands trembled as I broke the seal on the first one, the paper crisp, and scented with her favorite lavender perfume, a scent that hit me like a wave of grief. "Dear Emma," it began, "if you're reading this, you've married him. Congratulations, my love. But there's something you need to know." Tears blurred the ink as I read on, her words pulling me back to the raw ache of losing her. And suddenly, the joy of my new life felt tainted by a shadow I couldn't yet see. How could letters from the grave unravel everything so quickly? Lila and I had been inseparable since childhood, two girls navigating life's storms together in our small coastal town. She was the bold one, with fiery red hair and a laugh that could chase away any darkness, while I was the quiet dreamer, always a step behind. When she was diagnosed with terminal cancer at 28, it shattered us both. "I won't make it to your wedding," she whispered one hospital night, her hand weak in mine, "but I'll be there in spirit." That's when she gave me the box, 365 envelopes, one for each day of the year, sealed with instructions. "Open them after you say 'I do' to Ryan. Promise me." I promised through sobs, tucking it away, too heartbroken to question why the delay. Ryan, my fiancé, was there through it all, holding me as I grieved, his steady presence a lifeline. We'd met at a coffee shop 2 years before Lila's diagnosis, his charming smile and kind eyes drawing me in. "I'll take care of you," he said, and I believed him. As the wedding approached, the box sat unopened in my closet, a reminder of loss amid the excitement. The ceremony was perfect, waves crashing in the background, friends cheering as Ryan slipped the ring on my finger. "I love you more than anything," he murmured during our first dance, his arms secure around me. But that night, alone while he showered, curiosity and a nagging pull drew me to the letters. The first few were sweet, filled with memories, our teenage road trips, late-night confessions under starry skies. "Remember when we swore we'd never let a man come between us?" she wrote in day 3. I smiled through tears, feeling her presence. But by letter 10, the tone shifted. "Emma, watch Ryan closely. There's a side to him he hides." My stomach knotted. What did she mean? Day 15. He visited me alone in the hospital, said things that worried me. Suspicion crept in, cold and insistent. I remember clutching the letters, my wedding band suddenly heavy, as doubts I'd buried resurfaced. Flipping through more, the revelations built like a gathering storm. Lila described secret meetings with Ryan, how he'd confide in her about our relationship, seeking advice. But then came the hints of something deeper. He touched my hand too long one day, told me I was the one who truly understood him. My breath caught. Was this jealousy from beyond, or truth? I confronted the pain head on, reading late into the night, each letter a whisper from the grave. Day 30. He's not who you think, Emma. Ask him about the night we met at the bar. Memories flooded back, Ryan claiming he barely knew Lila, but now doubts swirled. The emotional high of the wedding crashed into a low, leaving me hollow. Why hadn't she told me while alive? "I wanted you happy," one letter explained, "but happiness built on lies crumbles." As dawn broke, I reached letter 90, my eyes burning. It revealed a photo tucked inside. A blurry shot of Ryan and Lila, arms around each other, dated months before her death. "This was after he proposed to you," she wrote. "He said it was a mistake, but mistakes like this don't happen once." Betrayal stabbed deep, raw, and unrelenting. I slammed the box shut, sobs racking my body. Ryan emerged from the bathroom, towel around his waist, concern etching his face. "What's wrong, love?" he asked, reaching for me. I pulled away, the letters scattered like accusations. How could the man I married hide this? But as I demanded answers, he denied everything, his voice steady. Lila was confused, the meds. Yet his eyes flickered. The tension mounted, and just as I thought I'd break, letter 100 peeked out, promising a twist that would change everything. My world was cracking, and I hadn't even reached the halfway point. With the honeymoon sun rising mockingly outside, I tore into the remaining letters, my heart a battlefield of rage and sorrow, each page from Lila pulling me deeper into a web of deception I'd never suspected. Letter 150 hit like a thunderclap. Ryan is not just unfaithful, he's the reason I'm gone sooner. My hands shook uncontrollably as I read her confession. How Ryan, in a fit of guilt over their affair, had convinced her to skip treatments, promising a miracle cure from some shady online source. He said it was love, Emma, but it was control. The raw pain surged, memories of Lila's final days flashing, her weakened smile, the way she'd whisper about regrets. I felt sick. The betrayal not just romantic, but life-altering. How had I missed this? Ryan slept soundly beside me, oblivious, while I unraveled in silence. The letters evolved from whispers to screams. Day 200 detailed their stolen moments, secret rendezvous in our town, kisses in hidden corners while I planned our future. He told me you were too safe, too predictable, she wrote, her words laced with apology. Forgive me, sister, I was dying and he made me feel alive. Tears streamed as I confronted the depth of their bond, an affair born from my absences during Lila's illness, when I'd worked double shifts to cover bills. The emotional low plunged me into despair. I curled up on the floor, sobbing for the friend I'd lost twice, once to death, again to this truth. But amid the heartbreak, a spark of anger ignited. This wasn't just loss, it was a call to action. Letter 250. If you're reading this, it's time to see him for who he is. Check his phone. The evidence is there. I did, sneaking his device while he showered. Messages, photos, a hidden folder of Lila, proof of their entanglement, even videos of her reading early letters aloud to him. For Emma, she'd say in one, voice frail. The confrontation exploded that morning. What have you done? I screamed, shoving the phone at him. Ryan's face crumpled, denials turning to pleas. It was a mistake, Emma. Lila seduced me. But the lies crumbled as I read aloud from the letters, his secrets exposed. He admitted the affair, the manipulation of her treatments, claiming it was to ease her pain. But I saw the truth. He'd played God to keep her close. The shocking twist came in letter 300. Lila hadn't died naturally. He gave me pills, said they'd help. They didn't. Autopsy doubts flooded my mind. Had he hastened her end to silence her? The revelation shattered me, but from the fragments, strength emerged. I left that honeymoon suite, letters in hand, driving straight to the police with evidence from her writings and his phone. Investigations confirmed foul play, overdosed meds traced to him. Ryan was arrested, his mask of charm stripped away. The trial was grueling, reliving the betrayal in court, but it forged my evolution. I testified, voice steady, reclaiming the narrative he'd twisted. Lila's letters became my armor, her final act of love guiding me through the storm. Now, looking back with quiet grace, I see how tragedy birthed empowerment. The heartbreak lingers, a soft ache, but I've healed. Therapy, new beginnings, a life unbound by lies. Sometimes the hardest goodbyes are to the illusions we cherished, whispering farewell to the woman I was. Lila's 365 letters weren't just farewell. They were a lifeline, teaching me that true power rises from ashes. If betrayal has touched you, know this. You hold the strength to rebuild fiercer than before. Open your own letters, face the truth, and soar.